Let's talk about posture. We're going to get into an exercise that mimics the correct posture that we want to utilize not only in our training sessions, but in our daily life. One exercise that we use to mimic this goes like this. We stand a foot width away from a wall, close stance with our feet. And from here, we're going to place our glutes up against the wall behind us. We have a slight bend into our knees. We're not hyperflexed, we're not bending our knees too much, just a slight natural bend. We hold that bend. At our feet, what we have is a slight arch from our big toe and to our heel. So I naturally have a flat foot, but I don't want to be standing with my feet completely flat. So I'm creating a bridge in my foot here, and I'm going to maintain this position. I've created an arch into my foot. I have my glutes pressed up against the wall behind me. Now I'm going to keep my glutes pressed up against the wall, and at the same time I roll my lower back onto the wall behind me. I keep the glutes, the lower back, and now the mid back pressed up against the wall. Now I press my shoulders up against the wall. So at this point, my entire back and my glutes are glued to the wall. I place my head up against the wall, my arms come up by my side, and I place my elbows up onto the wall behind me as well. My hands are going to be up at head height. And what I'm going to do here, keeping every part of my back, my head, and my elbows and the back of my palms pressed up against to the wall, I'm going to lower my elbows down to my sides. And this is easier said than done. What I'm trying to do here as I go through this movement, you can see my palms are coming up off the wall. So I am a bit tight here, and I'm coming back up. What I'm trying to do is relax into this movement pattern. We don't want to tense up into our traps. We take a deep breath in, and we breathe outwards as our elbows come down to our sides. And the more we do this, breathing in, and then breathing out, you'll find it easier to relax into the position and keeping more of your back pressed up against the wall. Now I have to check myself here. I can feel my mid back has come slightly up off the wall. So I press everything up again, glutes, lower back, mid back, upper back, head, palms, and elbows up against the wall, and I begin movement again. And we're going to do this for around 30 seconds. And we're going to peel ourselves off the wall slowly. Now our first step is going to be very important here. I'm stepping now with this new arch that I've created into my foot. So I'm no longer going to allow my arch to be flat. And you can see my knees automatically invert when I don't have that arch. When I create the arch, my knees are in the correct position. When my knees are wide, I have tension into my rear glutes, my lateral glutes. With this tension here, I can now feel into my core. And from there, I can feel into my lats and my shoulders, and I can relax into my traps. So this is the normal position that we're going to try and replicate in our everyday life. That means when you're standing, we're not standing with a collapsed arch. We're not standing with our knees locked out. Like so. We're not going to become just a body full of bones. We're going to allow our muscles and our ligaments to take the load off of our body. So when we engage into this arch, into our foot, when we have that slight bend into our knees, our quads are engaged, our glutes are engaged, our core is engaged, and we start to absorb our own body weight. Many times clients come to me and they're standing all day in this position, not aware of how their body is absorbing their own body weight. And that's how we get lots of musculoskeletal problems. So the correct posture goes a very long way. As I said, I have a naturally flat foot, and I've created for myself an arch, an artificial arch, but it helps me when I'm training and in my everyday life, and it's become a habit. So this is a very good activation exercise for that.